Hello everybody, my name is Hocus Pocus and welcome back to episode 85 of the Let's Play Minecraft series. So we are currently over at the animal farm that we've been working on for the past couple of episodes now, and if you were with me for the last episode, you'll remember that we brought this room into a state where it is almost complete. So next steps from here are to bring the animals into the pens. So of course we've got our 2 chickens in here. We also are going to bring some cows, some pigs, some llamas, and also some rabbits, I think, are what we've decided on at the moment. And aside from that, we also need to just detail the grass a little bit, give it maybe some flowers, some tall grass, maybe a bit of water somewhere if we can fit that in, just that sort of good stuff, you know, just the details to make this room look ever so slightly better than it does at the moment. And then of course we also need to figure out a lighting scheme because we don't want torches everywhere on the floor. That does not look good. So from this point on today, I think we might kick things off by trying to bring a few animals down here and get them stored away. So cows are probably what we should focus on because they're one of the most important animals in terms of resources required, which is leather for me. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down here. I was going to say jump down to the surface, which wouldn't have made sense, but I'm going to jump down here, get in the car and head to the surface and try and locate ourselves some cows. First things first, we better dig ourselves a safety net for the mobs to fall down into, because I'm probably just going to choose the easy route here and push them down this hole all the way to the bottom here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill... Did that bucket... Wait. Oh, that's probably flowed down into our mine, hasn't it? Let me just quickly check that we haven't destroyed anything. Okay, no, we look good. So that's fine. As I was saying, I'm creating some sort of safety net for the animals to fall down into so that they don't die when we push them down here. But from this point onwards, I guess I'm just going to go back up to the surface. And I love that sound, by the way, when you fly up the ladders. Sounds so cool. So we've got 1 cow there, and there should be more around. So I'm just going to try and bait them towards the hole here. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to bait them towards the hole, push them down, and then we can figure out how to get them up into the animal farm from that point on. Okay, so one of these guys actually hijacked the minecart and made his own way down to the ravine station, which is fine by me. That's actually a good method of transporting mobs in the game, so he can feel free to do that whenever he likes. But this guy, of course, I've had to bait along the trail with some wheat, so he's following me currently, and we're going to try and bring him to his friend here. Who is probably waiting. Okay, he's actually lost interest, but there's one guy waiting there, one guy waiting here. So I think what we should do is to craft some leads. I think that might be an easy way. Then we can create a sort of staircase that takes us up to the top there. So I haven't actually crafted any leads in this world just yet, and I haven't really crafted many in my time playing Minecraft, if I'm totally honest. So I don't really know how to craft them. I know you need slime balls and string, so there you go, and we get 2 for that, so that's perfect. I'm going to take those and create a small staircase, as I said, that leads up to that platform there, and I guess I'll just hook these guys onto some leads and force them up there against their will. I think that might be the easiest way to go about this. Aha, so here we go. 2 cows are in their enclosure. So we actually decided to go ahead and move the cows into this pen here. And the reason being is just that this one is face on, so you can easily access it, which is in comparison to this one, which is kind of angled, if you can see what I mean. Doesn't make too much difference really, but I figured it would be a bit nicer to have the cows in a more accessible area. And I think this pen is probably the biggest which has this sort of shape, so I thought I'd move them down here, and we'll probably put the llamas in here and then the pigs in here, or maybe the llamas in there and the pigs in there, and then of course we can have the rabbits down here in the smaller pen. So things are looking good. We've got an egg as well, so we're going to go ahead and launch that into the enclosure there. Didn't get anything for it, but we have another one right here, and that is all by the looks of it. So I think it's time we go and grab ourselves some pigs, and just so that you guys can get some reference, this is the rickety staircase that we're using to lead the animals up to their eternal confinement. Alright you guys, so check this out. We've got 2 chickens, as you know, and now we have 2 pigs, which have just been recently added, and of course we also have 2 cows down here in this pen. So I'm going to quickly breed up the cows, possibly the chickens if we have enough wheat, enough seeds I should say. Do we? We do, perfect. So 2 seeds, let's breed these guys up. So 1 and 2. There we go, and then just let them make their baby. Perfect. So we have 3 chickens now, and then of course the cows down here will also be bred to create ourselves a third cow. And this means that we can start harvesting material. So as soon as this guy grows up and these two are ready to breed again, we can get them going once more. And we'll have a total of 4 cows. At the moment, we don't have any carrots really to breed the pigs, so I'll leave them as they are. And we can work on improving the look of the grass areas of this room. So as I said, I want to add a little bit more detail in the form of grass, flowers, that type of thing. Also want to add some sort of lighting because, of course, at the moment, it's quite messy with torches. We want to get rid of those eventually so that we just have, not natural lighting, but of course some lighting that's a bit more hidden. And then once we've done that, we can maybe think about either bringing up some more animals or getting something else in this room changed up that needs a little bit of work. Okay, you guys, so I have a couple of ideas on the go here in terms of how we're going to light up and decorate the animal farm upstairs. And one of them involves some wool. So we're over here in our wool silo storage area. And I'm going to grab us 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take 4 and just create some carpet. You might be already beginning to take a good guess at what I'm going to do with this carpet, but we will soon find out anyway. And I also need to quickly head over to small storage to grab some leaves. Do I risk flying? Obviously not. Shouldn't have done that. Oh well. We are safe and sound. So as I said, heading over to small storage, we want to grab some leaves. So we should have a ton in here. There we go. Perfect. And then we're going to head back up the rickety staircase and all the way back into our animal farm. So up we go. And basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use both of these blocks to attempt to hide the light sources in the room. So we're going to be using once again the sea lanterns because they're most cost effective and of course don't require a redstone signal to activate. So let's choose a couple of locations here. So if we go one here maybe, so we can either go with this design. So we place the lantern down and put some carpet over it. Or I guess we could put another one here and go with a separate design which would involve breaking down an extra block, placing the lamp in, and then going with some leaves like that. So I don't know which one of these is better. I'll make a decision in due course as I work around the room here. And then I guess I'll bring you guys back in to see the finished product. But this is kind of what we're going for in terms of our design here. Take a look around because this is what we've came up with at the moment in terms of adding a bit of detail to this room. So I've tried my best to sort of hide the leaf blocks that have the lighting underneath them, just for purposes of keeping things looking good and natural, I guess, because as soon as you get fairly close to the leaf block, you can actually see the blue of the lantern, which is kind of disappointing in certain ways. So I don't really want that to be visible if possible. So I've tried to put some tall grass around the leaf blocks just to make sure that they're kind of obstructed and to keep them a bit out of sight. So now that we put the grass in, I figured that we should add a bit of color. So we've got some poppies and some dandelions, and we're just going to place these ever so infrequently throughout the build here. So just a few here and there, I guess, just for a bit of color, as I said. And then we can go ahead and do the same with the dandelions. So just get a couple in here and there to spruce the place up a little bit. So we'll have one over in the corner here. And then we'll get one more down in here somewhere, just tucked in there at the back. So there we go. We got a bit of color in as well, which is nice. Makes ever so slight. Wait, what am I trying to say here? Makes slightly more difference, I guess, to the build is what I'm trying to say. It makes a slight difference to the build. Adds a bit more color. Of course, it is something that isn't as green as the rest of the room as well. So I think this is good. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions or you don't like how I've done this, then make sure to let me know down in the comments because we can change things. I just wanted to add another piece there because it looked a bit barren. Or should we move it back one? Yeah, moving it back one works. But as I was saying, make sure to let me know if there's anything you want me to change or add to this room because of course this does look a bit crowded now. I have noticed that, but I still like it. I like how it looks. It's supposed to be a natural cave sort of room and it's turning out that way. So before we do break up this part of the clip, I'm going to breed the cows up again whilst I remember because they should be ready to go right now. So let's take a couple of wheat down here and get our 4th cow because of course, as I said, One of the main reasons we built this room was just so that we have a supply of leather coming in. So I figured that it's good to keep breeding the cows up whenever possible. So now that we've done that, I need to create a tool that will allow me to kill these mobs and harvest their loot. Now, of course, we sealed this place up, never to be seen again by the light of day. But I do need to come back in here and utilize the room because we have a bunch of enchanted books in here. And what I want to do is create an axe that will have some decent damage enchantments on it. So I'll take that Unbreaking 3 book just in case there. Sharpness 3 could combine Sharpness 3, and we want Looting 3 as well, so that's nice. And as I was saying, I am going to be creating an axe to kill the mobs in that farm because they... Whoops, no, we don't need that one. I need to concentrate on talking for a second. Sorry about this. I need to create an axe because it doesn't have the area of effect that a sword does. Because, of course, when you swipe with the sword, it does affect the mobs around it as well. So I only want to be killing one animal at a time. So I think what we'll do is we will combine a few of these books here. Sharpness 3 and this one. What is that going to give me? Sharpness 4, Fire Protection, Power, and Looting. If I switch those around, is that going to make any difference? No. Okay, so we'll take that book. That's good. So we've got Sharpness 4 and Looting 3. If we can get that into a Sharpness 5 book, then even better. I think we can. I did see a Sharpness 4 book somewhere. I put it back though, didn't I? Where was that? Where was that book? We definitely saw one somewhere. There we go, Sharpness 4. So let's take this and combine that once again. So we've got our Sharpness 4 book there. Let's convert that to a Sharpness 5. And I'm breaking here, so we can add that maybe. Yeah, we'll add that all together. Perfect. And then, of course, we need to craft ourselves an axe. And we should have the materials to do so. 1, 2, 3 of those. And then we'll go over to the workbench here and do that. And then see what this is going to give us. Sharpness 5, Efficiency 3, and Unbreaking 3. Okay, of course we don't need the efficiency, but that is totally fine by me. So we're going to need some levels, so I'll probably head over to the Guardian farm ever so quickly to get those, and we'll be right back to enchant that axe. So of course I'm just over here at the Guardian farm, and it is a little bit of a lag fest at the moment, so please ignore that. And I've just realized we've actually made a mistake with the silos here, so only one lamp is lit up at the moment. And as you can see, we've got a full chest of prismarine crystals. If I break this one and break this one, we also have a full hopper, and this chest has some items in it too. So you would expect in this situation to have both of the bottom lights lit up, but of course they weren't. And the reason for that is because we forgot to actually add the comparators in for these chests here. So eventually we're going to have to come back and do that. It's the same for this silo here. So if we take that block out, you can see this chest is containing items, but yet doesn't light the lamp up. So we are going to need to fix that at some point, but for now we are good, and these silos are quickly filling up. So eventually we're probably going to see a lot of items make their way into this part of the system here, but that is totally fine. That is exactly what we built the overflow storage for, and we'll just let it take its natural course. And if we ever need to build anything more to store the items, then I guess we'll have to go ahead and do that. So as you guys can tell, we're still over at the Guardian farm. And by still, I mean we returned back to base, but then had to come back because I made the stupid error. You'd think after 85 episodes, I wouldn't be making errors like this. I made the stupid error of combining too many books together, and it became too expensive to enchant the axe. So we had to get some more books together, and unfortunately now we only have looting too. But I guess that's fine. It doesn't want to take looting anyway. What? Why no looting? Can you not have looting on an axe? Oh, whatever. I mean, I've just wasted a ton of bugs there, but that's fine. What should we call this? Let's give it a name. Let's call it Butcher's Axe. Or should we call it something else? No, Butcher's Axe is fine. Okay, we're going to take this back to the base, return there once more. We're also going to take our anvil with us. And then we can find a place to store our brand new axe and maybe put it to use on a couple of cows. Okay, so we're back at the base, and of course we had our Butcher's Axe all enchanted up with one enchantment. That didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but of course we're over here at the animal farm. And we need to find somewhere to store this axe. I think somewhere near the entrance will work, so I guess we could go here. But then we're going to have a lot of item frames in this area, so I don't really want that to look too clustered. So maybe We could do there, I guess, right in the entrance. And then as we come in, of course, we can go ahead, pull the butcher's axe out. Obviously, breed the cows before we slaughter them. That would probably make sense. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so one of them actually isn't grown, but we will give him some wheat just to try and speed the process up. Then we can go inside the pen, section one off, and boom, down he goes. So this is a one hit. Nice. That's good. So, of course, we've got our axe, and it's taking some durability. We do need an Unbreaking book for that. I can go and get that in a second from the villagers downstairs, I guess. But we're also going to need somewhere to store the loot from these mobs. So what are we going to get here? We're going to get leather and raw beef. We're going to get raw pork and nothing else from the sheep. From the pigs. From these guys, we'll get eggs, feathers, and chicken. So we're going to need quite a few chests here. Do we just go with an individual chest for each, or do we go for mob-based loot? I think we'll just go with an individual chest for each, actually. So let's start down here. We'll go with leather. Actually, no, we'll put the meat at the bottom, put the leather somewhere a bit more accessible, and then we'll actually... no, we won't. We'll use the loot from downstairs, or the items from downstairs, to craft ourselves some item frames. So give me 2 of these. 1, 2. And then we'll go ahead and craft those into item frames. Perfect. And then we need to take these back upstairs. And while we're here, I'm actually going to grab some more rockets as well, because we're running relatively low on those. And then we will, of course, attach these to the chests and designate a certain item into each of them, so that we can specify which chest holds which items. And that will, of course, at the moment be raw beef and the leather. So let's go ahead and get that done. Okay, so raw beef and leather. There we go. So, of course, we'll keep adding to this as we go through killing the mobs. And there was something else that I just remembered that I needed to do that I cannot remember for the life of me what it was, but that was only a second ago. So let me have a few seconds to think about that. Okay, so I remembered what it was that we needed to get done. We need an Unbreaking 3 book for our Butcher's Axe. So we're going to be using this guy right here. Got ourselves a book. Oh, okay, we're actually going to need to break down these emeralds because he requires 18 of them. So let's put 18 of those in there. Grab ourselves the Unbreaking 3 book. Hopefully his trades reset as well, because we use him quite frequently for paper trades. There we go. And that was actually all of the emeralds that we currently own. So we're going to need to trade some more paper sooner or later to get that sorted out. And there's a slime over there. Perfect, of course. And as I was saying, we need to trade some more paper to get some more emeralds. I might try to stock up on some emeralds before the next update as well, because of course, as I said, villager trading is changing, and that will mean that maybe our small villager trading station that we've got over there won't be working as well as it is now. So if that is the case, then having a good supply of emeralds will be a definite thing to pre-prepare with. We've also been stocking up on the mending books, which is another thing that might be a bit more difficult to come by once the new update comes out. And of course, we can't afford the Butcher's Axe enchantment upgrade. So once again, we're going to have to make our way over to the Guardian Farm. Spoiler alert, we didn't actually go to the Guardian Farm. I completely forgot we had built this skeleton farm out of the spawner down here, so I figured we'd use that instead. I mean, the experience rates are very, very low compared to the Guardian Farm, but one benefit of this farm is that it provides us with a lot of enchanted goods. And of course, these can be disenchanted in the next update, and that's something I want to try out. So we're definitely going to be able to do that. Look, we've got at least 2 full chests and maybe almost a close third. And also from this farm, we get another bunch of things like bones and arrows, which can be useful as well. I know we can get those from the mob farm outside, but this is just a little bit more of a quicker access, I suppose. And I'm also considering that maybe in the future, we'll build another one of those mob farms that we have outside, the big tower, and convert that into an experience farm. So of course, drop the mobs into water, then filter them into a system that drops them a certain amount of blocks to do enough damage to make them one hit. And then if we funnel them all into one position, we should be able to then, as I say, just one hit every single mob and have a mob experience farm on our hands. But of course, that's something that might come a lot further down the line, because we're not in desperate need of it at the moment. But as you guys have just seen, I've added the Unbreaking 3 book to our axe here, so we're just a couple of enchantments away now from having the perfect tool. And of course this room is coming up nicely and looking pretty good, so let's throw a couple of eggs there, see if we can get anything out of it. Not today, unfortunately, but I think that is going to be all for me for today, you guys, as we're running out of time on this video. So I've actually lost my helmet as well, which is something we need to replace, but I do hope that you had fun watching the video today. I recently am having a lot of fun in the world, actually, especially with this build. I think it's been quite a good and relaxing one to come and set up, so that's nice. And as I was saying, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like down below. That would be much appreciated by myself, and it will help the channel out. Also, if you have any questions, suggestions, feedback, any comments in general, make sure to put those down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to respond to you. I do reply to every single comment at the moment, so if you have anything to say or anything you want to say, definitely let me know down in the comments. And finally, if you're new around here or haven't subscribed yet, then be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned to this series and any other videos that I decide to post on the channel. Once again, you guys, thank you very much for taking precious time out of your day to come and watch my video. It's much appreciated by myself, and it's great to have you all around here. Of course, take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and have a good rest of your day and weekend. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.